I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that nail on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you gon' find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that nail on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. Belly of the beast, we been living in hell. They like, damn, Kai, how could you tell? Put us in the project, set us up to fail. Round here, bullets be flying like hell. Too many of my niggas either dead or in jail. Make a nigga work when you locked in a cell. Can't find work when you out on bail, but your homie got the work, so we passed you a scale. Got them birds like the Bible got quail. Niggas selling out cause they mama got bills. Turning the coons like Oprah and Gail. How you sell your soul just to get a little kale? They put you in a dress when you get a record deal. Wanna see a nigga getting high on pills? You can dance on a pole, you can sell that tail, but they never tell a nigga that he can go to Yale. We all created equal, that's white males. All lives matter, not black males. Another mother crying, another coffin got a nail. How many brothers out here got killed? How many of our sisters out here gotta heal? How many more caps gotta get peeled? We beef with each other so quick to pull the steel. George Zimmerman still alive and well. I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that nail on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you can find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that nail on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. I turn up when it's real in the field. Feel. This for my niggas that nail on the field. Feel. Light-skinned nigga, you gon' find me in the field. Feel. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. Chill. Yo, chill.
The industrial complex is a system situated at the intersection of government and private interests. It uses prisons as a solution to social, political, and economic problems. It includes human rights violations, the death penalty, slave labor, policing, courts, the media, political prisoners, and the elimination of dissent.
They just want us to die in silence.
Lower fan.
They just want us to die in silence.
Keep coming on, these little cars off.
I might start me a fucking riot. Slave rebellion, no compliance. They just want us to die in silence. They murder minds like they got a license. I pray for the coronavirus to kill all of these violent tyrants. They ban us like they're poaching lions. World War III's on the horizon. Black and Hispanics for alliance. From the west coast to the islands. This pressure is making diamonds. They go waking sleeping giants. I turn up when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that nail on the field. Light-skinned nigga, you can find me in the field. House niggas looking at a nigga like chill. I go hard when it's real in the field. This for my niggas that nail on the field. Light-skinned nigga, find me in the field. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel. I turn up when it's real in the field. Feel. I don't give a fuck how a house nigga feel.
They was giving an award out for black innovators in different fields, like young ones and stuff like that.
I like this little nigga.
And it was great. Shalom Israel. Shalom Israel. Lord Christ, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Barakatah, all the brothers, Yahweh Shema Altah Bashim Yahshua, all the sisters. Okay. If you could, Shema Shwan, can you adjust the camera just a smidgen? This one. Make it turn it towards me just a little bit. Go back the other way just a little bit. Look back to me just a little bit. No, just see it. No, I didn't want that. But that's fine. Go back a little bit anyway. Get more of the show. Right there is good. And make it towards me just a little bit. Perfect. All right, let's clap that up. All right, today's class is about why they can't shut us down in the UPK. But also we start with questions. If anybody have any questions online, anybody have any questions in the room, we'll get those first. All right, before we get down to certain topics. Okay. I'm gonna pull this off to show you out. Hold on a second. Shalom Warrior, I'm teaching class. Yeah, the camera and the sound should be on now. Okay, yeah, we're starting. All right, low price, the water. Okay, so one of the ways the white man can't shut us down, or one of the ways The oppressor infiltrates in organizations and infiltrates in groups. Okay. Let's get yeah. I'm too wild. You need a fan, brother? Yeah, I'm too wild. I feel pretty good up here. All right. One of the things about the in this warfare, because everything's about warfare. Right. Let's get to scripture in Joshua chapter 3, I think verse 1. Let's get that scripture. Started there. Let's start there.
You want me to read it?
Mm-hmm. Man, it felt so good being out in the field again. You know, we was on a break for a minute, Shamashwan. We really got tired. We was hitting so many events. Damn near had to rest for a week.
Damn right, Captain. You ain't going nowhere by yourself.
Okay.
Joshua chapter 3, verse 1.
Hold up, Salaki. Salaki. Learn. Salaki. It's actually...
If I may, Cap.
Uh-huh.
Today's event was so glorious.
Yeah, talk about it real quick.
I mean, it had to do with rewarding blacks and browns, you know, blacks, Hispanics, and that venue. There was all Israel was there. I mean, supporting, giving rewards to brothers and sisters that's really been pushing just that point. Black business, black and brown business. And I just think it was beautiful. It was a great event. So, you know, and then passing the flyers out, letting people know who the I.S.U.P.K was and is, and under Commander GEN.YAHANNA, who we've been, and what Commander GEN.YAHANNA's been doing since 1969. I mean, a lot of people already knew who we were. And they loved it. They love it. They know that they are the true biblical Israelites, and I just know it lets them feel good. People that have been such in bondage for such a long time, and that was a point that they even brought up. Remember, Cap?
Yeah, they brought up some history, some Black Wall Street stuff. You know what I mean? And some other. They named like 10 towns that was successful back in the day, Seneca Village and whatnot. So our people educating ourselves back on our history. Like 10, 15, 20 years ago, like hardly nobody even knew about Black Wall Street. I didn't even know about Black Wall Street. When I was learning the truth, I didn't even know. You know what I mean? And, you know, Seneca Village and all the other black cities and towns and things we set up, I didn't even know about them. Most people, the average person didn't know. Now the average brother and sister know. So the knowledge about our history is increasing for the better. Go ahead, though.
Just everything you just said, but just the last I can say about it, you know, everybody's in their business suits and, you know, in their little business dresses and whatnot. Yo, two masculine brothers of the I.S.U.P.K walk in there, it's all eyes on us. And just after speaking to a bunch of brothers and sisters, they are happy that there's an organization as the I.S.U.P.K so they can know, because they know who they are, but they scared to show it. And it's just, I just see a relief in their eyes.
And you know what's crazy? Years ago, you're right. Clap that up. But years ago, when I first came into truth, it was all hatred for the I.S.U.P.K. You know what I mean? And even before me, when I was first learning, it was still hatred for, you know, y'all bringing that black stuff. We ain't worried about that. You bringing hatred. You bringing division here. You this and that. Now it's a different tone. Everywhere we go, it's a different tone. You know what I mean? Like you said, they feel happy that we there. They see us, they're like, damn, yeah, some brothers who like standing up for it outright. You know, we all stand up for it in our minds for pro-black, but now we see somebody who's doing it outright. It's like, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Represent, you know what I mean? When before, it wasn't like that. Commander GEN.YAHANNA prophesied that this was going to happen, that things was going to change. Like, it's prime fishing season. Like, it's prime to bring brothers into the truth right now. Like, brothers want this truth. Brothers want to come in this truth. Brothers want to learn. You know, they can't argue us anymore, because now all the stuff we were teaching before nobody knew about, but now people know about, and there's more common knowledge. So it's like they can't battle nothing we say no more. Now it's like, well, you're right. You know, Christ is black. Well, you're right. The Jews are black. Well, you're right. You know, you are the chosen people. Well, you're right. The white man is the oppressor and he's the devil. Well, you're right. Yeah. Now it's like, yeah. Before these, we're bringing all that hatred, bringing all the division. The scripture I wanted was Judges 3:1. Judges. It's like it, not Joshua. Judges. And we got some pictures of the event. We ain't really get no video of any conversations, did we?
I sent you a couple.
Yeah, I see the videos. Messiah in Christ, good work. That's how you do it. It was a great event.
You go ahead and take this from the top.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get it.
Judges chapter 3, verse 1. Now these are the nations which thy Lord Yahweh left to prove Israel by them.
These are the nations that the Lord left. The Lord gave us the promised land, but he left some lands there. He left some nations there to prove us. What does it mean, prove us? Online, anybody online or in the classroom, what does it mean when the Lord left the nations there to prove us? What do you mean? What does that mean? Give a guess or whatever. Go ahead.
I mean, I could just think of one word when it says prove. Show.
Well, what does he mean by show? You mean he just left the nations there to show us what? There's some pictures online right now that I'm showing of the event we just came from, the Black Innovators Award ceremony. Good black people that's what's the word, accomplished and doing great things in the white man's empire for the white man. We just need to eventually get all these out and make it doing for us, for our own nation. Yeah, but so when it says prove, right? All right, that's it. All right. Prove means this. This is what the Lord left the nations there for. To see if we would turn and start following those other nations. See if we would turn and start trying to be like the other nations. Why? So we can get more money. That's what it's all about. We down there passing out our security cards to do event security for events. All y'all know I.S.U.P.K do security jobs, armed and unarmed security jobs, mainly armed. And we tell him this. He run into a black Republican sister who got an award for being a black Republican, right? She with a white man and this and that. She tell us, well, if you do this, you can get on with the city contracts. But really what she's saying was, if you do this, you can get on with the white man. Because it's like I told the brother, I said, we ain't interested in security contracts. They're going to have us securing the gay pride parade. We'll be compromised. You know what I mean? We want to only deal with ourselves and our people. There's a scripture that says, better to eat regular in a mean cottage than to fare sumptuously in another man's house. So what that means is you better off having a little shack with your own little meal than sitting in somebody else's big house eating good in their big house. Why? Because it ain't yours. That ain't your big house. So anytime the scripture goes on to say that his brother's going to come through and he's going to say, hey, move, I need this space for my brother who's more honorable than you. Because you in another person's house. So his brother going to get more honor than you. So that's what we need to get in our mind where we really can succeed. We think we should succeed by getting into the millions and unlimited troughs of money of the white man. That's not real success. The real success is having our own. Even if it's mean, even if it's not as nice, even if it's kind of run down, it's better to have our own than to eat good in somebody else's. And that's the spirit our people don't have. That's the spirit our people don't push. Our people is like, oh, if the white man give us the go ahead, we need to go. We need to get approved by the white man. And he get the contracts by him, and we're gonna be millionaires. We're gonna get that big money. That's what we're waiting for. They ain't trying to do it. The rappers, it happened in the rap game too. All the rappers who kept their own records and kept their own masters and kept their own deals, later on, when they became real rich, what happened? They got to keep all the money. But the rappers who signed the deals and signed this and signed that, they signed on, but with the oppressor, but they got to do something else to really get concrete money, to really stabilize their money. There's so many brothers who signed $1 million contracts with the white man who right now live in bummy and living regular lives. Because the contracts they signed with the white man did not put them ahead and give them the real money that they really needed. Like a lot of them had to go out and make their own money, like 50 Cent. 50 Cent, he signed the record contracts and this and that. But what really made 50 Cent his money that he really can sit good is the other deals he made. You see what I'm saying? With the vitamin water deals and the movie deals and things outside of that. This is what we're trying to show you. You understand?
If I could.
Go ahead, Warrior.
Yes, what you're saying is so true and heavy. Our people don't understand that instead of trying to push critical race theory down the oppressor's throat, we should have a critical race theory geared toward us. So we know, how much pride you can get from learning that, your people had cities. Like you ain't always got to rely on the oppressor. Like if we knew all these cities that we had and all the wealth we had and all the brotherhood and support that we showed one another, just like with Martin Luther King during the time of the bus boycotts. That was the only thing he got right. When they boycotted the bus system and brothers was driving the old ladies around like Ubers and picking up Mr. Johnson and taking kids to school, like that showed unity and strength. And then what was you able to do? You was able to negotiate whatever the hell you wanted. And here's what you find out in the long run or in the short term, really, you don't even need them at all. Mm-hmm. You have your own bus system. You have your own Uber. You have your own, Lyft.
Taxi system and all that.
Mm-hmm.
We could have really changed the game with that, mm-hmm. just on that level. Like actually hiring certain brothers and giving them vans to just look, you just the black taxi van, you the black Uber. You pick up people all day and you get paid, and it's a conglomerate of them. It's a whole bunch of them. We take all the city buses out of business because you know what I mean. But let's get more on that scripture in Judges.
Come on, continuing Judges chapter 3, verse 1. Even as many of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan.
We don't know about all the wars of Canaan. Even to this day, we don't know about all the wars of our people, of Canaan or about anything. We went to about 30 black events in the last 2 months. None of them had proper security.
Right.
None of them, not one, had proper security with, where a presence of security was there, where, anything like that. Anybody could have came and massacred every event we went to all these last 2 months. And that's because our people don't know the wars of Canaan. We don't understand what's important and what's really going on out here in this kingdom, in this world. We sit and playing games. We sit and playing, but we not taking it seriously, our potential. You understand? We're not taking seriously what is really in us and how special it is. And how powers that be want to wipe it out. Like the Israelite school, UPK, they thought of all the ways to try to wipe us out. Trust me, they've already thought of all the ways, the normal ways to try to wipe us out. This is some of the ways they use to try to wipe out black organizations. One of the ways is to infiltrate the black organization and get them caught up in criminal activity. That's one of the ways. Okay, that's what they did with the Panthers. That's what they did with other organizations. That's what they did with Islam and the Muslims as a nation of Islam. That's what they did. That's what they did. They infiltrate, and then they bring an element of criminality into the organization when before it might not have been there. That's what they did with the Bloods and Crips. People don't even know the Bloods and the Crips started out as community groups.
Right.
Like, we're going to help our people in our neighborhood. We're going to, do good things. It didn't start off as gangbanging and drugs, but it became that after the oppressor infiltrated it. The oppressor infiltrated the groups and made them into a criminal organization. Right? Go ahead. You had a question?
No, I wanted to go on what you're saying. Anything that has to do with black and brown, the oppressor makes the monster.
He'll try to influence that organization to get into crime, as opposed to what they were doing before. That's one of the ways of suppression, right? That wouldn't work with the I.S.U.P.K because we keep the law, statute, commandments, and we based off that. The scripture says, if a man, give me that foundation scripture in New Testament, build a house on the sand. Let's get that. Any more in that scripture?
It goes into verse 2.
What did verse 2 say?
Judges chapter 3, verse 2. Only that the generations of the children of Israel might know to teach them war, at the least such as before knew nothing thereof.
So we had a generation of that day of skinny jean guys wearing skinny jeans, figuratively speaking. Basically, they don't know about warfare. You understand? Skinny jeans aren't fit for warfare because you can't move in them. You understand? You can't run, you can't jump, you can't kick, you can't stomp, you can't do nothing in them. There's nothing you can do in them but walk and barely walk. You know what I mean? You got your stride is only this long. You can't even take a big step if you needed to. You struggling to get up and down the steps. That's not war. That's not warfare. Okay, there's not pants fit for warfare. That is nothing. So it was basically during that time we had a generation come up and they didn't know about wars that we had. They just knew we have our land, we got food and this, and they just know their regular life as regular with peace. They didn't know war. Any more on that?
I want to go on to verse 3.
Read verse 3 if you could.
Judges chapter 3, verse 3. Namely, 5 lords of Philistines, and all the Canaanites, and the Sidonians, and the Hivites that dwelt in Mount Lebanon.
All right, right there. So basically, he's naming some of the wars that they didn't even know about. Wars that we fought that they done forgot all about. Don't even understand, don't even know what's going on. You understand? If you know the history of wars and battlefields in the past, you know what the new battlefields, what's to fight over now. But people, we don't know what to fight over now because we don't even know what we lost. We don't even know our past. You know what I mean? Like, for example, Japan and Russia has had wars over a part in Russia, the top of Japan in Kamchatka area, whatever that area over there in Russia. They had a war 100 years ago there. Guess where the new battlefield about to open up against Japan and Russia? The same spot. You understand? Battling over the same area, the same land. You know what I mean? It's the same stuff that happened years, in generations. But if you understand it was going to happen, that it already happened, you wouldn't be surprised that it's happening now. If you understand what the white man did to us in the past, you wouldn't be surprised what he's doing to us now. But are people surprised what he do to us now? Now we less surprised, but we were surprised. Like the last 20 years, we was like, oh my God, a black man got killed by the police. Oh my God. Like you understand that been happening for the last 200 years, right? Police been killing black people in alleys and stuff like that. We had whole riots. The Watts riots and the LA riots and riots all over the cities and countries behind a brother being killed by a white man. So it's not something that, is new, but to us it's new because we don't know of the wars of the past. Let's get that scripture about the sure foundation.
It's Matthew chapter 7, verse 26. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and do of them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand.
Yeah. If you don't do what the law, statutes, commandments, and what Christ said, you building a house. Right now, we building a house. We building a house that's going to turn into a kingdom. It's going to turn into a nation. Right? But we building a house. And if we don't build it on what Christ said to do, it's like we built it on sand. Go ahead.
Verse 27, and the rain descended, and the floods came.
The rain and the floods is problems come. Like problems come to your house. Problems come to what you set up, right? We set up the classes. We set up the teachings. Everybody, a lot of people set up classes and teachings. All type of churches set up all type of stuff. But they weren't built off what Christ said. So the rain came. Go ahead.
And beat upon that house, and it fell.
And it what?
And it fell.
Christian church.
And it fell.
The Muslim mosque.
And it fell.
The Black Power organizations.
And it fell.
Egyptology organizations.
And it fell.
Brown Berets.
And it fell.
All those things failed when the problems came, when the oppressor came and applied that pressure. Go ahead.
And great was the fall of it.
Great was the fall of it. Martin Luther King, he got shot down. Great was the fall of that. Go ahead.
That was it.
That's it. So we got to build our house on a rock. Does it say about the foundation on the rock?
You want to go up a couple verses?
Yeah, if you go to the verse about the rock, we build a foundation.
This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 25, and the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not.
Right. When you keep the law, statutes, commandments, and you follow Christ, and you do what Christ said to do, your house will not fall. It will not fall when problems and the rain and the storm and the winter comes. Your house will not fall. That's the I.S.U.P.K. So when the government comes to us with drug deals, and we see drug dealers making all this quote unquote money, and they living good and got hoes and doing this and doing that, we don't fall to that. We don't fall to that because we build ours on Christ. The Muslims, the Nation of Islam, they fell to this. The Nation of Islam was powerful. Now they're not because of their drug dealing and their sin. Their sin destroyed the Nation of Islam. Their sin made sure that God was not with the Nation of Islam because they sold drugs to their people. Because they hated their brothers. They killed each other. Muslims killed each other. They follow Muhammad. They don't follow Christ. So they build a foundation on something that's sand. Now, that's one of the ways the white man would destroy an organization. A second way, this is another way he destroys it. He'll lock everybody up, even unjustly locking you up, right? And with that, they don't want to do that to the I.S.U.P.K. Who knows why? Who knows why they wouldn't want to just say, hey, man, let's just lock up all these Israelite guys, give them false charges, and just most of the main Israelite guys, let's just lock them up in jail, throw away the key, like they did to the Panthers. Why wouldn't they do that? Go ahead.
So like if I may, I know I could be wrong, but I'm just gonna speak the first thing that comes to my head. Like, they know who we are, and I feel like they know who they are, according to the Bible. And aside from that, we are living by the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. Someone that they claim they know, someone that they bastardize Christ. You know, but they know they would be making us martyrs.
But didn't the brothers in the scriptures get locked up even though they were keeping commandments?
Come.
So that's there. You know, number one reason is because the Lord is with us and He's not allowing it. That's number one.
That's right.
A secondary reason is this: they know in their think tanks, if they lock us all, throw us all in jail, we're going to teach in the jails, and we're going to teach it and spread it throughout the whole prison system. They know that. They know if they just throw Commander GEN.YAHANNA in jail, throw General Hyman, throw the generals in jail, throw all the captains in jail, throw the high-ranking officers in jail. Now they're going to have all types of schools, Israelite schools, in the jails. So when they give their little board meetings about how they're going to deal with us and the condition of the black identity extremists, that's how they call us. They call us black identity extremists. That's our code name in the white man's CIA, FBI. We're black identity extremists. They just made that a new thing recently, just for groups like us, because we are extreme about our identity of who we are. Like you said, they know who we are. So they understand that we teach, and that if they put us in the prisons, we'll teach in the jails, in the prisons. And through that, the teachings, they don't want the teachings to spread throughout the prisons. You understand? That can be another problem, right? Another thing that comes along with that is that may push brothers underground. So let's say you got brothers we teaching doing classes, but because they locking us up, we go underground. Instead of doing it online, instead of just being bold with it everywhere, we just real secretive about everything we teaching and where we're teaching at and when we teach it. That becomes another problem because now they don't get to just see everything we're doing. Now it's like, oh, the Israelite School I.S.U.P.K, you need an invitation to get in there. You know what I mean? I heard about the Israelites, but you can't get in their classes unless they let you in. If you go to the door, they don't act like they don't know you. You gotta have a reference or something. They be teaching, in different places underground, not being known. Now you got to deal with that. Yeah, so you want to drop one? So that's not a good option either, to just throw us all in jail. You understand? Mainly because of the Lord, but secondary because of them other reasons. Not to say it's impossible to ever happen, but it's not going to happen because the scriptures ain't talking about it. Go ahead.
Just to go with what you were saying, Cap, I know that's so true. That last little time I had to do for a so-called evaluation and whatnot. When the evaluation was over with, being locked up for 5 months and not even being charged with nothing. When the evaluation was over with and I got the report back, talks that I had with now Captain Oppressor, conversations I had with you. Mm-hmm. In my report, that's what you said is exactly what they labeled. I might be misquoting one or two words, mm-hmm. but it said I was affiliated with Black Hebrew Israelites, which it says something about black supremacy. And that's how that Southern Poverty Law Center has when all we trying to do is get our people off of drugs, and there was a part in there when I was trying to speak about trying to have someone when I spoke to you, Captain Oppressor, about probably getting someone to come down there. Remember that? They spoke on that. And when I spoke, the officers, the federal officers told me I needed to speak to the whatever they rank themselves, the clergy or the chaplain. Yeah, kind of what the chaplain. That's the first thing that came out the chaplain's mouth.
What was the first thing? What was the first thing that came out of his mouth?
Well, we know that Hebrew Israelites preach a lot of everything that you just said. I don't know. Okay. We know that Hebrew Israelites preach a lot of hate and separatism and all this. And he said the famous thing that the Christians say: God love everybody. So I ain't mean to be long with it. Just everything you said, I seen it, I smelt the air, I breathed that air. So You damn right, Cap. On everything you just said, they don't want that to be in the prison system because they'll mess around and make their walls fall.
Right. And then brothers won't be going back in.
Right.
But brothers that get out and never come back once they get a hold and learn about the Israelite school UPK, because they know we're a organization that teach to keep the laws and to be righteous. So that's the second way that they would try to do, is just lock everybody up. Similar how they did the Panthers. They kind of just came through. Even some brothers was in trumped up charges. Lock everybody up. And they know that won't work, because we'll get in them prisons and there'll be 25 I.S.U.P.K prison schools inside the prisons.
Right.
Spreading the truth even more, because then it's like we ain't got to go through the riffraff. It's just all brothers. This is gonna be all brothers. You know it's gonna get easy to drop the truth on them. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be all brothers every day, all day that you can influence to get into the truth. And let alone if they put two brothers in the same school in the same prison, it's automatic. You know what I mean? The brothers gonna come together and just next thing you know, raise up the whole yard. So that's not an option, but it was something they did in the past. That's how they destroyed Black organizations, by infiltrating them with crime or just blatantly locking them all up, right? And then they know the way the web is and the internet is, the word will get out that we're getting religious prosecution, and that will give more meat to our cause. That'll give more voice to our cause, because we'll be getting locked up unjustly. You know what I mean? And people will notice it all over. You understand? So now a third way, which is the way they have chosen. This third way to try to attack us or deal with us, which is the way they have chosen, is total media blackout. Total media blackout on every level that they possibly can. Internet, news media, radio, all that and the above. They have a full blackout on the large organizations of Hebrew Israelites. Because if you notice, when we do debates against rabbis and stuff like that and pastors online, we get hundreds of thousands of views. Why wouldn't that be something on BET?
Right.
Oh, tonight on BET, we have the Hebrew Israelites versus a rabbi. Watch this. Our verses and battles, Side Netter, them damn near got a whole career off of our battles. Side Netter channel, Side Netter getting paid off them YouTube battles that we had. Filling up whole buildings and stadiums with people to buy tickets to see us battle other people on the knowledge. The news, I mean, we've been in the news for at least about 100 times about all the different things we done did. But that's one of the avenues they chose, is total media blackout. Try to keep us away from any media, any TV, any internet. You know what I'm saying? They're always, trying to stop us on the internet in every way possible. Okay. As soon as one of our channels get, high numbers and get on the, like being on the map, they shut it down. You see what I'm saying? Even our Indianapolis YouTube channel, we had when we first started, right? Yeah. I think we had over 2,000. We had like 2,000 subscribers, and we had videos with 70,000 views. 70,000 views, and that's not alone. The school originally was having millions of views. And they took all those videos down. We had a season when we first started having camp in Indianapolis. We would have camp and put the camp video up. We had at least 10,000 views every week for our camp before they shut that YouTube channel. That was the second YouTube channel they shut down. The first one we had mad views. The second one we started to grow a lot of views again. They shut that one down. You know what I mean? So as soon as you start breaking through to the high numbers on your subscribers and views, then they come after you. And that's part of their plan that they have chosen to try to stop us. But the problem is that's not stopping us either.
That's
You
what.
see what I'm saying? That's not stopping us either. All right. And so these are some of the ways that they try to deal with our people when we come up. You know what I mean? And we got to be aware of these things. We got to be aware that we have enemies that are actively seeking us out. And since we know that, we'll move a certain way. You know what I mean? We'll behave a certain way because we know there's many eyes on us. As far as they're trying to see if we're gonna sell drugs, they're trying to see. That's why a lot of brothers, when they first come in the truth, they real paranoid. They be like, "Oh, the government watching. See all the stuff I've been learning. I know the government's checking my YouTube and everything I watch." I was like that. I was like, man, I know the government must be because I'm learning some amazing stuff. So I know I'm like, man, I feel like the government is gonna have to be watching me, but I wasn't too paranoid with it. But I know, brothers, that's what happens because the knowledge you're learning is so crazy, so heavy that you know spiritually that this is something that can get you locked up, or can get you on the radar as like a terrorist or like an enemy of the state. Just because of the knowledge that you learning.
Right.
Go ahead, Ward. You had something on that?
Come now. Just to go over what you said, you feel just like I did, Cap. I watched for a little bit, then I finally found out where to go. So when I called you, you know, and right when I was pulling up, I was just thinking to myself, man, what's police this nigga I'm about to be talking to? You know what I'm saying? But, yo, I'm still here because it's far from it. This is straight brotherhood and sisterhood. Right.
And now, this is a fourth way that they attack us, which they also utilize. Right? This is a fourth way. When they look at the Israelite school of UPK, so the UPK, Israelite school UPK is the main danger. Okay, right?
Right.
They're the main problem. So how do they? Who can give a guess about a fourth way that they could try to deal with us to keep us down? Who can think of one way before I give it? You gotta know some history. You gotta be, kind of cunning. Go ahead.
I may be wrong, but I remember watching Commander GEN.YAHANNA when they had him on the news, and they tried to say that somebody did something and he was a part of us. And Commander GEN.YAHANNA made it real clear. Okay, he probably knew he was an Israelite, but he wasn't in the UPK because that's definitely not what we. That's not how we move. That's not what we do. So just Shalak for being along with you. Just to answer your question, having some weirdo do something and try to claim and try to attach himself to us.
That's
when us brothers and sisters know each other, and we'll be able to say, we don't know that nigga.
Right. That is heavy that you said that, because that goes along with what I'm about to bring out. Right. Another way to what they try to do when they're dealing with revolutionary type groups or anything like that is they do this. So if you have an organization, most organizations have a leader, right? So this is the way they do. What they would do is they will create their own organization.
Right.
So we got the Israelite School UPK teaching what we teach. The government will create or fund their own Israelite School of UPK, but it won't be. It wouldn't be called Israelite School UPK, but it will be just. There you go. There you go. It will be similar to the I.S.U.P.K, but it will be something they control and that they can monitor and keep up with the teachings, and then they basically control. Now they got their own Israelite group on their own payroll with doing their own thing. That's what the government has done also. That's another ploy that they have done. And as you even stated, everybody know who the police is IUIC. Okay, and there's a few other ones that are promoted in this kingdom, promoted on the web, promoted here, promoted there by the oppressor, because that's the oppressor wants to have its own Israelite school of UPK. So then that group can battle the actual Israelite school of UPK, and the oppressor could just sit back in his office and attack ISUPK without actually having to be, I'm federal agent Jimmy Jamal or Jim Bob, and you guys are wrong. He don't have to come out and say nothing or do nothing. He has a group on the side that he funds and pays, or he's in communications with, that will battle the Israelite school of UPK. That's another way that the government tries to battle black organizations. If they can't actually infiltrate it, they can't corrupt it, they will imitate it and attack it with the imitation, or and take the imitation. Another way, which is similar to this way, is pay off the leader. Which Commander GEN.YAHANNA, they already offered him a suitcase full of money.
Right.
He turned it down. Right. And they offered him a suitcase full of money with apparently no strings attached, so they can have influence over him. And if they got influence over Commander GEN.YAHANNA, they got influence over all of us in here. You see what I'm saying? Because he's going to give a call and say, oh, no, don't say that. Don't do this. Don't do that. That's too radical right there. You need to do this, do that, which is what happened with IUIC. IUIC is a breakoff of the I.S.U.P.K, but they're told, don't call the white man the devil. Just focus on the teachings part. Don't let a man have multiple wives. Don't let all the men wear purple, and don't make and they teach there that you it's okay to join the police and to join the white man's military. So they'll tell him, nah, that's not a scripture. Don't worry about that. Tell him you're allowed to join the military. Tell them you're allowed to join the police force. So then they can funnel black men out of the ISUPK and into the police and into the army and into Christianity, basically. Or if they don't choose none of that, just a softer form of the Israelite school of UPK. A softer, more docile, more controlled form of the Israelite school of UPK. Go ahead, Warrior.
Just to go with exactly what you're saying, I had IUIC reach out to me, DM, exactly what you're saying. Well, yeah, y'all the home of the truth. I'm not disputing that, but y'all too militant. Y'all too this, too that. Man, shut your soft ass up. SHALAM. That's all I be telling them, and then that's the end of our conversation. Because how dare you say we the home of the truth, but you don't want to stand with us blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and fight this truth. You scared to go to war. You belong over there with them purple faggots. SHALAM.
And notice what he said to you. He didn't say y'all teachings is off. He didn't say, the way y'all treat women or some weird shit like that. He said you too militant.
And SHALAM, if I may, Cap.
Go ahead.
They know it's just surprising to me. I mean, I know our people are destroyed, but still, I know this truth is hit the four corners of the earth. We everywhere. So, and especially coming from my background, a devil being my own mama, but I am of the tribe of Judah, according to the Bible. I am the seed of my father. It just blows my mind how you could say that that what y'all pushing, we pushed it first. Y'all be lit. They listening to us right now, I feel like. And they gonna be pushing the truth that we push after us instead of just getting with the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna bastardize it, they gonna soften it up. Everything that you just said, Cap. You know what I'm saying? They just letting us know. Shalak, they be letting me know I'm just talking to a soft. I'm just talking to a soft Israelite right now. Okay, you know you love Israel. All right. Do you know the white man's the devil that the Bible speak on?
Right.
Yeah, but we can't. Well, we can say that over here because it's the truth. Shalom. I don't get too much of it.
Yeah, so we're gonna drop the putters on. And that goes into what just recently was been circulating on the web, with is another fake Israelite group saying the Israelite school UPK is too hardcore. We too hard. We say the way we say the message is too strong and too this, too that. That we need to come softer with it. The reason they feel they need to come softer with it is because read that scripture, Judges 3 and 2 again. This is the reason they feel we need to come softer. Go ahead.
Judges chapter 3, verse 2. Only that the generations of the children of Israel might know, to teach them war, at the least such as before knew nothing thereof.
It's because they don't know nothing of the wars that we had. They don't have the spirit of Christ.
Right.
If they had the spirit of Christ, Christ would give them the spirit of the Lord. And the Lord is a man of war.
That's right.
Exodus 15 and 3. And war, see, this is one thing that used to be an argument, but it's less now. They used to say, why aren't you out shooting up everything? Why aren't you out doing this, doing that, blowing up the buildings? Why aren't you doing that? Okay, America's at war with Russia. Why ain't America blowing up the Kremlin? Why ain't America blowing up Vladimir Putin right now with a drone strike?
Right.
But they're still at war. It's because there's more to war than just all-out war. Because they don't know war. So they don't know covert war. They don't know war of the minds of the people. They don't know the war of the brainwashing. They don't know the war of the religion that they're teaching. They don't know that. They don't know those things because they don't know war. They don't have the spirit of Christ. Go ahead. You have something you want to say?
Shalom, I just pulled up Exodus chapter 15, verse 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
Exodus chapter 15, verse 3. The Lord Yahweh is a man of war. The Lord Yahweh is his name.
The Lord is a man of war. I used to always think that when I was younger, coming up in the before I came into the truth, I used to think, why is there so much war throughout all of humanity? I used to be like, damn, it seemed like every point in history, there was always a war. Like no matter every time, there was always a war. And I used to wonder, why is that? Because obviously I'm being taught that God is all love.
Right.
So why is there always war? It's because the Lord is a man of war. The scriptures say he set good against evil. He set one thing against another so that they can do battle. The Lord ain't setting everything out here just to be for nothing to happen. He want the prey to be fighting against the predator. He want the good to fight against evil. That's what he wants, to prove the good and to prove the evil. They just don't know how the Lord actually is. That's why they don't like the Old Testament. Because in the Old Testament, the Lord is doing all type of stuff and dealing with Israel on a level that they don't understand. They're like, how did the Lord do this? How did the Lord kill a nation? How did the Lord have these people get stoned? How did the Lord, have the nation of Israel fighting? We don't understand. God is all love. So that part of the Bible must not be needed anymore because it's all love now.
Right.
When they don't know in the New Testament, there's wars too. New Testament is fighting too.
If I could.
Go ahead, Warrior.
Yeah, the Lord didn't say he was going to raise up a great and exceeding choir.
All right.
He didn't say I'm going to raise up a great and exceeding people that love everybody. He said I'm going to raise up a great and exceeding army. It's the army of the Lord. Israel is his army. Now, does that mean everybody's a soldier? No. But the thing that he wants to come out of his people being waking up out of those dry bones is a great exceeding army, not a choir.
And that's another one. Everybody pay your tithes. 10% of all money you earn, go to the men of the Lord, go to the I.S.U.P.K. That's how you support the war effort. That's how you support the men of the Lord. That's how you support Christ. Without tithes, we cannot have a nation. Most people don't have vision. The scripture says, without vision, the people perish. I'm paraphrasing. What does it say? Without a vision, is that what it says? It's like without I believe it's vision. Without vision, the people perish.
You talking about the one who said, having eyes they see not, having ears they hear not?
No, it's one that says basically, if the hold on a sec. Where it says basically, if the leader can't see or don't have a vision to see, the future or predict the future or anything like that, the people perish. Let's pull it up real quick.
Proverbs 29:18.
Yep. Let's get it. Proverbs 29:18.
Proverbs chapter 29, verse 18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he.
If he don't have no vision, the people perish. What does that mean? That means, he could predict the future or have an idea of what the future could look like if we do this, if we do that. Without that, the people perish. You can go ahead and check that out. Without that vision, the people perish. So most people don't see the grand scheme of what we're doing in the I.S.U.P.K. They don't see it or understand it. It's too high for them. They just can't grasp it. Like, what? If we teach that, then we're all gonna die. The white man gonna kill us all. Right. Like, you don't have no vision. You don't know what you're talking about. There's so much to what we do that if you don't have a vision, you ain't gonna understand it. That's why you just need to pay your tithes.
Right.
And you pay your tithes so we can continue to build this thing that we're building in the Israelite School UPK. One community policing, we do it. They talking about black people need all this therapy, we do it. Everything that the black community needs, we do in the Israelite School UPK. Right. All we need is for you to support, pay your tithes so we can expand our operations. So we can magnify our offices and do it on a larger scale to save our people. Because we have the formula to save our people, and your Christian church does not, your Muslim church does not, none of your religious organizations have what we have in the Israelite School UPK. There was a brother who I was battling on Clubhouse about reparations. And I told him, look, I.S.U.P.K is all for getting reparations. If they give it out, we're going to take it and do what we do. But we understand the oppressor being the devil that he is not about to give you no real reparations. It's no use even begging him for it. They said, well, what do you mean? If you had all the money, you can open up a drug rehab center to help the people. Because I told them, how's getting all this money going to help us get off drugs? They ain't going to do nothing but make a crackhead with $300,000 so he can go buy $300 worth of crack. You think he's about to change now? You think the dude buying weed and selling a little weed, he going to stop selling weed now because he got $300,000? He going to do what he know. He going to go buy $300,000 worth of weed.
Right.
That's all you're going to see. You're going to see a nigga with a truck full of weed get busted behind it and be in jail, and all the weed be, pushed to the cartel so they can resell it. Go ahead.
Shalaki and the damn oppressor make so much fun of him. I just want to use an example. When I forgot what movie it was, when everybody won the lottery, and what the black man do, he went and bought a whole Newport truck.
Right.
Full of Newports, a whole U-Haul van full of Newports.
Right. I think David Chappelle did a skit like that.
Yeah, caught him, it was David Chappelle.
Niggas was just buying cigarettes, and that's being nice, because really, niggas gonna buy drugs, niggas gonna buy hoes.
Right.
They think black people gonna get reparations, we just gonna buy property, and we're gonna put investments and this and that. We ain't about to do none of that shit. Niggas about to spend that money on every little thing they want to spend it on. You can't make no nigga get $300,000 and then spend $300,000 like he gonna spend it on the house. Shoot, you retarded. You gonna be driving Lambos and smoking weed, doing nothing better than what he doing now with his regular little car and smoking weed now. So that's not the answer. They used to ask, it's like, what's the answer? What's the this? What's the that? I said, the truth. That's what we need.
That's right.
We need the truth. We need to know who we are, where we come from, what language we spoke, our history, all the things that they denied us. That's what we really need. We don't need $300,000 of reparations. All you're going to see is city girls. You think city girls is a problem now. Boy, all of Miami going to be overrun. They're going to be like, nobody else can come to Miami. There's too many people in Miami. We don't even have enough food to feed all these damn hoes that came to Miami to have a twerk session. Whole city of Miami be flooded with a million hoes, twerking all over. It'd be like twerks, like roaches all over the city, twerking on the roof, twerking in the kitchen, twerking in the bathroom, twerking on the beach. It's gonna be twerking everywhere on every surface, like a damn circus. Go ahead, Ward.
Yeah, those are Brazilian butt lifts.
Yeah.
Golds, rims, everything that Dave Chappelle made fun of. That's what it's gonna be like, because without direction, the people are going to perish, and that's the fact.
Mm-hmm. Damn right. Go ahead, Ward.
Hey, Shalaki, just what you was going with, Cap.
Really close.
Both of y'all. It really proves that the white man is the devil that's about to speak on, our oppressor. I brought up before when a person that all these black folks voted for, Joe Biden, and he done said so much disrespectful stuff. You ain't black if you don't vote for me. Mm-hmm. And all these stimulus checks, these are part of reparations.
He said that?
I brought that up like a month and a half, like 2, 3, 4 months ago.
I ain't hear him say that.
Yeah.
I ain't surprised.
I show because people was pushing. We voted for you. We got you in there. So what's up with these reparations? And what about these stimulus checks? That was his response. What about these stimulus checks? Ain't these stimulus checks helping you out? You feel me? And then just recently with these mass shootings, they giving, I wouldn't even say awarded because what it took and what it still takes just for us to get so-called reparations. Whatever really those are. Blacks, Hispanics, Native, especially blacks, we don't know nothing about reparations. But the shooting that happened in Buffalo, at that store, they handing out, and then once again, you got political parties, saying that's part of reparations. And this was just like a week ago. It's main broadcasting. You know what I'm saying? It's broadcasting on mainstream media. You know what I'm saying? They making it seem like they know that they owe us. Break bread. Why do something like this have to happen for y'all to pay $10,000 a month for the rest of our existing life? Because that's something that I might be wrong on the numbers, but it's close. It's like $10,000 a month to everybody that was involved in that was at the store or whatnot. Mm-hmm. Why is it that we still got to go through y'all? Because at the end of the day, they admit they know that white supremacy is a problem. You know what I'm saying? They knowing that the ways of America ain't the ways of the Lord. They know this. You know what I'm saying? Like, as the book say, as the Most High told, cling to the house of Israel. That's the only chance that you heathen ass nations got. Cling to house of Israel. you know, and they just want to keep on stretching it out like we still some research monkeys. This truth has hit the four corners. Quit playing with us. You know, I mean.
Yep, the truth is coming out, going all over the place, like you said. Yeah, I mean, what you're bringing out is extremely heavy. They know their time is up. They know their time is coming up. Their time is short.
Right.
If you look on the world stage, countries in the past, they used to bow down to America. They're not bowing down anymore. Countries like India, China. Right now, across the world, China is seen as equal to America in buying power, in military power, and everything. All the other countries see China as equal to America. That's why when America said, if China go to war with Taiwan, we're going to go to war with China. What did China do? Send jets all around Taiwan, still acting like they're going to invade and do whatever they want to do to Taiwan. And they said that if anybody gets involved with breaking apart Taiwan from China, we're going to go to war with them. And that includes America. So before, nobody would ever say something like that to America.
Right.
Now they saying it. America telling India to stop buying oil from Russia because it's giving Russia money to fight the war in Ukraine. America don't want Russia to get Ukraine because there's oil and natural gas in Ukraine that they just discovered. So America don't want Russia to get it. America want it for America. But now Russia made the move to go get it. They don't want Russia to have it. So that's why they're putting so much money into it. If you think about it, it's like, what's so great about Ukraine? You give a damn about Ukraine. Well, Ukraine start mattering when they find natural gas in your country, and big companies like BP and Shell want to go drill in your country for billions of dollars. Then your country start mattering. Then every other country going to fight over your country. Because when they get that, they're getting real money. So they're trying to tell told India to stop buying from Russia, stop buying your oil. Do you think India went and stopped and made its economy go down the drain? Hell no. India said, no, we're an independent country. You shouldn't be able to tell us what to do. That's what they said to America. We're an independent country. We have our independence. You shouldn't be able to tell us what to do, so we're going to keep buying. Germany as well. All these countries is starting to say, well, shit, to hell with what America is saying. We're our own country. America's a hypocritical country. America done destroyed other little countries, and nobody did none of them. So if Russia destroy a little country, don't be a hypocrite now and act like we all got to jump in and fight with you to help them when you was destroying other little countries all around the world, and nobody said nothing to you. You was breaking international laws back in the day. So now you want us to go against Russia and make our country poor because Russia breaking international law when you broke international law? That's what's going on. That's the conversation going on in the world right now with all the world leaders. All the countries are starting to break away from being America's puppets, which is going to lead to World War III, and which is going to lead to America getting nuclear bombs dropped on her ass. Because China has nuclear bombs that can hit America. Russia has nuclear bombs that can hit America. You're not going to be able to wipe them out because their last move is going to be that shit. Press that motherfucking button. Shit, we lost on all fronts. America's at our door. They ain't gonna be like Hitler. When Germany was losing on every front and the armies was closing in on Hitler, he went into a bunker and killed him, killed himself, killed his girlfriend, killed everybody, all his little friends and family. They just all killed each other and drunk poison and died. These other countries, they ain't gonna do that. You push Russia to the brink, Russia gonna say, well, shit. Let's go, Vladimir Putin. Let's head to the back room, open up a briefcase, that submarine that's sitting off of New York, and that submarine that's off of Florida and Texas, and that submarine that's off of California. Code, put the code in, boom. It ain't gonna be no more New York. Ain't gonna be no more Florida and Texas and California. They're gonna be blown off the map. And that's what the Bible prophesies is gonna happen. So as you see these countries turn against America, America going to lose its footing in strength, which is losing now. You know what I mean? Soon, Japan is going to break away from America. Japan is America's bitch. Japan don't even have its own army because they have a treaty that if anybody attacks Japan, America will come help them.
Right.
Japan eventually is starting to say we can't trust in America because look at Ukraine, look at these other countries. They getting attacked and America ain't helping them. We should just make our own army. The same samurai-like motherfuckers gonna come back and say, they're gonna get that Japanese army back together, and then Japan gonna have an army again. In Japan, you're gonna have to deal with Japan. Because Japan having a problem with Russia right now. Russia bitching Japan. And Japan can't do nothing about it. What I just told you how the oil war is new dispute coming up right now. They had these islands where everybody be fishing at, right? Russia saying Japan can't fish there no more because Japan voted against Russia in the vote to stop their war. You know, United Nations had a vote, and every country had to get to vote and say, yeah, I think Russia should stop the war, or I don't cast the vote, y'all do whatever. Japan voted against Russia, so what did Russia do? Every little fishing boat that's around there, Russia confiscated it, sending the military to take it. Japan gonna get tired of that. Japan gonna say, well, shit, we need our own military because Russia's stopping us from doing what we want to do. We need to be able to shoot Russia if Russia keep doing this. Then you're gonna have nuclear proliferation and you're gonna have wars all over the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? It ain't gonna be like, oh, America's stopping every war. America is the most powerful country. All the other countries been caught up. You go to these other countries, they got elevators, escalators, TVs, plasma flat screens, cell phones, tablets. They got, cars and electric cars. These other countries got the same shit you got here in America and better. They wearing suits and they got nice stuff. And they got, everything you got here, they got. They got it in India. They got it in Taiwan. They got it in China. They got it everywhere. It used to be we was ahead. It ain't like that no more, man. Brothers better wake the hell up. And what's going to happen is more militant style groups are going to form all over the world. This is what happened during World War I. During World War I, every organization that was like militant grew in power because there was wars going on. So everybody's like, well, shit, we got to be ready for war. I need a gun. I don't want to just be sitting out here, going to work without no gun. This group over here is offering training and guns. I need to get with them. And that's what happened. You know what I mean? Even if you notice in World War I, black people had strong military organizations. The main one was the Marcus Garvey movement. And they had, the thing with the Marcus Garvey movement was they did all type of things, but they didn't really have guns like that because it was based out of New York. So they wasn't really armed up like that. But they were militant. They had uniforms and rank and all type of things. They even had boats and captains and all that, where they was trying to make real big moves. It ended up getting sabotaged by the white man, but they had all that. So that's what's coming back to this earth. You're gonna see more of these organizations, these white power organizations, these different organizations getting more power and being more militant. I.S.U.P.K, we already 10 times ahead of them.
That's right.
You know what I mean? We already been preparing and getting our ranks together, getting our protocols together since 1969. They just now trying to jump on it. Even if you see the group, what's it called? The NFT, the Not Fucking Around Coalition, NFAC. There are going to be more groups like that pop up. I.S.U.P.K already been doing it. You see what I'm saying? So now you'll see other groups start trying to pop up and do it with other races all over the world. And it's going to lead to World War III. All right. With that, I'm going to pass the class to Priest and Officer Napatazai. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Say something.
Only if I could.
Yeah.
I just wanted to correct somebody.
Oh, Captain Napatazai. Salaki. Hey, Most High in Christ. Pass it over to Priest and Captain Napatazai. Salaki.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be secluded only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. They need transportation. The teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3 and 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew Ma'ashur, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher, priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like, upcoming holy convocations. We got the memorial of the blowing of the trumpet, September 25th. Get with your camp leader or the school nearest you for the details. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf with that imagine, which means to stand. We're pointing out the dumb means turn and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanaw. Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Quadash.
Ayah.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Malak with God.
Taba'ah.
Zaka. Ayah.
I.S.U.P.K.
Baratazah.
Kawab. Ayah. Shemayim. Nathanael. Lakam. Kal. Yawam. Wasalakanawa. Kabawafanawa. Kasalakanawa. Kabawafanawa. Wala. Kabiyanawa. Banasai 1. Abol. Hawshanawa. Mayan. Rad. Kayab. Lakab. Amalaka. Ma'ala. Watapara. Wabalamim. Aman.
In English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. And deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. Prayer for the Hakat, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Bahashem Yahushua. Babakashah. Nathanael. Hakat. Arapa'ah. Kalmakala. Kalmadawa. Hakat. Latahar. Amatazarayim. Hakat. Lahaki. Amaki. Hakat. Arakawa. Atama'ala. The Garshon.
Bahashem
Yahushua.
the water
Amon.
In English. Yahweh. In the name Yahushua. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. The blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa'yahushua.
Wa'mayaka Allah. Wa'alahayim.
Alawap
Yohanna. Ha'alawapim. Ha'asaranyu. Ha'akwatizayonyu. Wa'akwati. Yahweh.
Bahashem
Yahushua.
The water among. In English. Bless you, Yahweh. And Yahushua. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yohanna. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. The anointing prayer in the Hebrew. Yabaraka Yahweh. Rashamaraka. Yahweh. Penyawa. Wa'akanka. Sha'ayahawa. Penyawa. Wa'ashemlaka. Shalom. Yahweh. Bahashem Yahushua. Barak. Rapah. Magun. Hagun. The Thurman family. Sutton family. The Hill family. The Nelson family. The Shindy family. Ragley family. And all the children of Israel. Done. All the children of Israel.
All the children of Israel.
Israel.
Done.
The Thompson family.
Thompson family.
The Wallace family.
Wallace family.
And all the children of Israel.
And all the children of Israel.
Done.
By Hashem Yahushua.
By Hashem Yahushua.
The water Aman.
The water Aman.
In English. Yahweh bless thee and keep thee.
Yahweh bless thee and keep thee.
Yahweh make his face shine upon thee.
Yahweh make his face shine upon thee.
And be gracious unto thee.
And be gracious unto thee.
Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee.
Yahweh lift up his countenance upon thee.
And give thee peace.
And give thee peace.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
Name Yahushua.
Bless.
Bless.
Heal.
Heal.
Shield.
Shield.
Protect.
Protect.
I.S.U.P.K curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen that speak against us.
To the heathen that speak against us.
Thy prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers and the school.
The Israelite brothers and the school.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel.
And shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel.
That refuse to give to the school.
Who refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
To enter into thy sanctuary.
To enter into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nations.
And the nations.
And their drug dealers.
And the drug dealers.
The court system.
The court system.
The prison system.
Prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Militia. Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation.
Skinheads.
Skinhead.
Posse Comitatus.
Posse Comitatus.
The gay movement.
The gay movement.
The lesbian movement.
The lesbian movement.
Spies. Workers of witchcraft.
Workers of witchcraft.
NASA space program.
NASA space program.
Army.
Army.
Navy. Air Force.
Marines.
Wall Street. Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airwaves.
And the airwaves.
Cable access channels.
Cable access channels.
And the radio channels.
And the radio channels.
Convict the spirit of any of thy people.
Convict the spirit of any of thy people.
That seek to stop us.
That seek to stop us.
And bring swift destruction to all the heathen.
And bring swift destruction to all the heathen.
That stand in the way.
That stand in the way.
Or try to stop us.
Or try to stop us.
From broadcasting your words.
From broadcasting your words.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues.
Let loose all the plagues.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Through the earth and consume them.
Through the earth and consume them.
Let the plague shake.
Let the plague shake.
The house of the thief and the murderer.
The house of the thief and the murderer.
Let Yahweh shine.
Let Yahweh shine.
Michael and Gabriel.
Michael and Gabriel.
Come down with the flying saucers.
Come down with the flying saucers.
And punish all the heathens that come up against us.
And punish all the heathens that come up against us.
As we speak thy word.
As we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all.
Cause it to be known by all.
That it is the angels that have done it.
That it is the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Cause it to be spread through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Man, Israel, we're going to give a courteous salute. I'm sorry, we're going to turn. Based on the scripture. We're going to give a courteous salute to the scripture of Israel. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barak.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barak.
Guys, we're tired. We'll give a courteous salute to the sister that may be watching Israel. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak.
Yahweh Shemar Al-Tam Hashem Yahushua.
Guys, we're tired. Class dismissed.
Somebody check in from Columbus.